How can we move to real solutions on climate change without getting stuck either in Congress or in the broader debate in debating climate science? And is that possible?
Yeah, I do think it is possible, but both sides need to just kind of come down off of the rhetoric. And it starts by being nicer to one another. And there's a few little nervous laughter about this, but think about it. When you start off the debate saying you're a denier or you're a Neanderthal or you're just so far out that there's no credibility there, starting off by being respectful of the fact that you might have a different view on this is, I think, an important starting point. I have interns that I bring to Washington, D.C. every year. There are 10 young people that have just graduated high school. I don't want college yet because I want to get them on their first real experience and exposure to politics and life in Washington. And they usually have a writing project to the end that doesn't really matter too much. And I said, I don't want you to do that. I need help. I need help in trying to frame a more civil dialogue on the issue of climate change. I said, is there any one of you 10 here that doesn't think that climate change is real, that we're seeing it in Alaska, and that we have a responsibility to address what we see? All of them are like, well, of course we do. I said, well, how can we better engage on this issue? And this was where they said, well, you got to stop calling one another names. And these were 18-year-olds. And so I started to look at how we start our conversations. And they're usually pretty dismissive of the other side. So I think that's how you start. It really is going to take, again, a pragmatic focus on what are we doing right now that is actually making a difference. There was some discussion about that in the panel that I just heard part of, where some things can happen without actual policy being laid down or being directed. And so as I look to how we can begin to make a difference, to change that, you can start with a very pragmatic view of what I call a no regrets policy, where even if we were to find out tomorrow that all the discussion around climate change wasn't actually there, but what we have put in place is going to be better for all of us. It's going to be better for our economy. It's going to be better for our environment. It's going to be better for people. A no regrets policy is not a bad place to be starting.